A very good and happy Friday morning to everyone out there. Landon here with you to bring you your weather and eye forecast courtesy of On Target. Going to be another quiet day out there, folks. We do have a weak cold front that's approaching here out of the north and west. It is somewhat moisture deprived and moisture starved. You can see this batch of cloud cover, however, that's starting to pick up here over Illinois, Missouri, and up into Iowa. This is going to be making its way through here as we work into the latter part of today and then on into our Saturday as well. But outside of that uptick in cloud cover, folks, we're not looking at much in regards to sensible weather impacts across the region. I'm going to bring a little bit of a reinforcing jolt of a little bit cooler air here as we work over the course of the next 4 to 5 days. But outside of that, folks, we're going to be remaining rain-free underneath that big ball of fire owning the sky for the most part. D93 Skycam kicking us off overlooking downtown Bowling Green. Government Mule coming to town this evening. I'll be out there attending that concert at Skypack. Should be a beautiful evening. Right down here in downtown Bowling Green. Jumping over here and looking at Twilight, overlooking the Morgantown Skycam, the new modern Morgantown Bank and Trust building, and of course the brand new public library being built over there in the distance. Beautiful start to what's going to be an absolutely impeccable day on the weather front, if I do say so myself. Bit of chill in the air, folks. We got readings all the way down between the low and mid 40s across the vast majority of the region. Flat to Woodbury up here in Butler County, sitting at a bone-chilling 42 degrees. We should rebound highs nicely, anywhere between the upper 60s, lower 70s as we work into this afternoon. If you got outdoor plans, folks, it's going to be absolutely immaculate in the great outdoors, all right? Let's jump over here and let's talk about the latest model guidance in terms of what you can expect. We're going to start off with the current surface setup. We have got this moisture-deprived cold front that is albeit weak in nature, arriving here out of the north and west. This will be bringing an uptick in cloud cover as we work throughout today. It's going to be lingering throughout our Saturday as well, but that could mitigate some of the heat out there with some nice filtered sunshine with some mid but mostly high-level clouds moving in overhead. We can see right here on the latest short-term model guidance in terms of those clouds. Here we are rolling into mid-morning. Get a bit of cloud cover that stretches in here out of the south and west. But watch right here off to the north and west as that weak cold front arrives. As we work into this afternoon, as you can see here, tracking down to the south and east along and ahead of that front. And it's going to linger not just through the overnight, folks, but as we get into our Saturday, you're going to wake up early Saturday with some more clouds here. Then the cold front's finally going to push to our south and east, opening up the door to rapidly clearing skies as we work throughout our Saturday afternoon and evening, providing more sunshine as we work through. Again, folks, the bulk of this cloud cover is going to be mid and upper level sky cover. So I still think we're going to get in on ample amounts of sunshine as we work throughout the entirety of the weekend. On the temperature front, we chilled down early this morning, but we should rebound nicely right there around the 70, 75 degree mark as we work into this afternoon. Clear skies overnight should send lows back to around the mid and upper 40s. Not going to be quite as cold as what we saw this morning. And then we roll throughout our Saturday afternoon. We'll punch highs right back up between roughly the low and mid 70s yet again. We roll into our Sunday, and by lunchtime on Sunday, we're already going to be up between the low and mid 70s. We could actually be achieving the mid and upper 70s for highs as we roll into our Sunday afternoon. Let's talk about what's going to come in behind that front, and in all honesty, folks, it's going to be a whole lot of nothing. We got an upper level low that's going to be pinwheeling up here near the Great Lakes region. We got another one here right off of the East Coast. You can see that surface low pressure system, but we're going to remain bone dry here across our neck of the woods. Here we are working into the early days of the new work week. High pressure to our north and east is going to keep a northeasterly wind component down. High pressure is going to try to swing across the Great Lakes as we work roughly 1 week from today. Again, folks, reinforcing jolt of that northeasterly flow because we have clockwise flow of that air around areas of high pressure. So that's going to keep a northerly wind component around, should keep temperatures near average for this time of year. So a little bit of a pendulum swing there. Be between the low and mid 70s throughout this weekend. We're going to top out around 80 during the early days of next week, and then right back down to the mid 70s as we work throughout the latter part of next week. All right. Outside of that, folks, we got a whole lot of nothing going on the weather front as far as any rain chances. Looks like maybe a week and a half out, we get this big cold front that's going to try and blast through here right around October 19th, 20th to 21st. We'll be keeping eyes on that as it looks like it could carry some characteristics of potentially some strong storms coming along with that. But we're out in voodoo country, folks. We're 10, 12 days out from that. So we'll be monitoring that very closely here over the upcoming days, all right? We can jump over here real quick and we can get a look at the latest in terms of the rainfall forecast. And it's not going to be very impressive, I can promise you that. We've got nothing in the rainfall forecast here over the next 7 days. The latest drought monitor that's been released has kept moderate drought conditions locked in across the vast majority of the Wobbles community. A slight improvement from what we saw previously, but folks, this is only going to increase in severity yet again over the course of the next week with next to no rain chances that are present. Taking a look here at the latest 7-day tropical weather outlook, we do have Tropical Storm Jerry located well off the East Coast. And then meandering up here in the northern Atlantic, probably searching for the nearest manager close by, Tropical Storm Karen has developed. Again, folks, either tropical storm does not look like it's going to be bringing any impacts to the continental mainland. Going to stay well out into the Atlantic with no sensible weather impacts anticipated. Getting a look out here at your latest in terms of your latest 6-day weather forecast. We'll give you the breakdown here. We got partly to mostly sunny skies. I think the vast majority of us going to stay locked in right around the lower 70s this afternoon. We'll see an uptick in cloud cover with the weak front arriving out of the north and west. Going to be a similar scenario throughout the first day of the weekend with highs right around the mid-70s again. Upper 70s, lower 80s Sunday, rolling into Monday and Tuesday of next week. And then that area of high pressure moves over the Great Lakes, bringing highs back down to around the mid-70s by Wednesday. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Friday morning weather and eye forecast brought to you by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a fantastic, blessed